Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the All Beneficing, the All Merciful. The Qur'aan and Modern Science by Dr. Maurice Bucaille from French Academy of Medicine. Creation of the universe. Let us first examine the creation as described in the Qur'an. An extremely important general idea emerges, its dissimilarity with biblical narration. This idea contradicts the parallels which are often and wrongly drawn by Western authors to underline solely the resemblances between the two texts. When talking of creation, as of other subjects, there is a strong tendency in the West to claim that Muhammad only copied the general outlines of the Bible. It is indeed possible to compare the 6 days of the creation as described in the Bible plus an extra day of rest on God's Sabbath with this verse from Surah Araf, chapter 7, verse 54 of the Holy Quran. Inna rabbakumullahu alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal arda fi sittati ayyam. Your Lord is Allah who created the heavens and earth in 6 days. We must point out straight away that modern commentators stress the interpretation of ayyam, one translation of which is days, as meaning long periods or ages rather than periods of 24 hours. What to me appears to be of fundamental importance is that in contrast to the narration contained in the Bible, the Quran does not lay down a sequence for the creation of earth and heavens. It refers both to the heavens before the earth and the earth before the heavens when it talks of the creation in general, as in this verse of Surah Taha, chapter 20, verse 4 of the Holy Quran, Tanzilam Mamman Khalaqal Arda was Samawatal Ula, a revelation from Him who created the earth and the heavens. In fact, the notion to be derived from the Quran is one of a concomitance in the celestial and terrestrial evolutions. There are also absolutely fundamental data concerning the existence of an initial gaseous mass, that is Dukhan, which is unique and whose elements, although at first fused together Rat, subsequently became separated Fat. This notion is expressed in Surah Fussilat, chapter 41, verse 11 of the Holy Quran, ثُمَّ اسْتَوَى إِلَى السَّمَاءِ وَهِيَ دُخَانٌ, and God turned to heaven when it was smoke. And the same is expressed in Surah Anbiya, chapter 21, verse 30, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. Do not the unbelievers see that the heaven and the earth were joined together, then we clove them asunder? The separation process resulted in the formation of multiple worlds, a notion which crops up dozens of times in the Quran. Once it has formed the first verse in the Surah Al-Fatiha, chapter 1, verse 1, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Praise be to God, the Lord of the worlds. All this is in perfect arrangement with modern ideas on the existence of primary nebula and the process of secondary separation of the elements that had formed the initial unique mass. This separation resulted in the formation of galaxies and then, when these divided, of stars from which the planets were to be born. Reference is also made in the Quran to an intermediary creation between the heavens and the earth, as in Surah Al-Furqan, chapter 25, verse 59 of the Holy Quran, الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا. God is the one who created the heavens and the earth and all that is between them. It would seem that this intermediary creation corresponds to the modern discovery of bridges of matter which are present outside organized astronomical systems. This survey certainly shows us how modern data and statements in the Quran agree on a large number of points. We have come a long way from the biblical text with its successive phases that are totally unacceptable, especially the one placing the creation of the earth on the third day before that of the heavens on the fourth day, when it is a known fact that our planet comes from its own star, the sun. In such circumstances, how can we imagine that a man who drew his inspiration from the Bible could have been the author of the Quran and of his own accord have corrected the biblical text to arrive at a general concept concerning the formation of the universe, when this concept was not to be formed until the centuries after his death?